Thank you. So let's chant the prayers and we will continue. Om Jnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamsha Shri Rupam Sagajatam Sagana Raghunatham Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parjana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitamsha Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyate Desatarine He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Shradha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya eva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna. So back on track after a long time, and thanks for joining again. So we'll continue chapter number 10. I think before we took a break, I took a break. We finished chapter number 9, and we'll just recap the last verse, which is the connection verse for chapter number 10. Right. So chapter number 9 was actually a very, very important chapter where it's also, the name itself says the most confidential knowledge, where Krishna gives the knowledge to Arjuna, in fact to all of us, which is most confidential. And the end, Krishna speaks about how can, Krishna says that we have to engage our everything, even our mind, our work, to Krishna. Right? That's what Krishna says in chapter number 9, text 34. That's basically kind of one of the essence. And this verse comes twice in Bhagavad Gita. We'll see it in chapter 18 as well. So we'll see. So Krishna says, Man manabho mad bhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru. Mam eva shashi yuktayavam atmana mat parana. Right. So what does it mean? It says, engage your mind always in thinking of me, become my devotee, offer obeisances to me, and worship me. Being completely absorbed in me surely will come to me. Right. So Krishna is saying that by giving this most confidential knowledge about hearing Krishna, what happens when you hear Krishna, and also Krishna gives so many details about the demigod worship, and also about the impersonalism, and then he says about the pure bhakti, keval bhakta, right? And then he says the best way is actually to engage your mind always in thinking of me, and become my devotee, offer obeisances to me, and worship me. So these are the way by which actually we can day to day in daily life, we can actually say Krishna, right? Whenever we see something, we can actually perceive about Krishna. We can think about Krishna. So that's how we can engage our mind always thinking in Krishna, right? And that's how we can become his devotee, just, chanting the holy name, associating with the books like Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, with his devotees, and worshipping Krishna, paying obeisances to Krishna. That's where we can engage our mind. And what will happen? Krishna says that being completely absorbed in me, surely you will come to me. So that the result is that when we engage our mind to Krishna, when we think of Krishna, when we become devotee of Krishna, then what happened? We are actually somehow or other trying ourselves to absorb in Krishna. Right? And when we absorb in Krishna, Krishna assures that we will surely come to him. Right? And that's the real destination where we wanted to go. right? We just wanted to serve Krishna, and by serving Krishna, Krishna places us in this right position. Even Acharya said that, it's doesn't matter where am I, but if I'm serving Krishna, if I'm engaged myself, my activities in Krishna consciousness, I'm in a better place. It doesn't matter it's a hellish planet or earthly planet or heavenly planet or Vaikuntha. If I'm engaging myself in Krishna consciousness, so that's the best place, right? So when Krishna says that engage your minds in thinking of me, become my devotee, the questions comes, how can we do it? Isn't it? And then Krishna speaks everything in chapter number 10, where he starts saying about how can we engage our mind in Krishna. So Krishna describes the opulences on which a devotee can fix his mind and remember him whenever he sees anything opulent in this material world. So anything opulent in this material world is actually coming from Krishna, and Krishna is going to explain that in chapter number 10. So chapter number 10 has 42 verses again, and it's divided into 4 sections. So the first 7 sections sloka is actually knowing that Krishna is unknowable and the source of all. So first of all, the point is we need to know that Krishna is actually the source of everything, and also knowing that we cannot know Krishna completely. So knowing that we cannot know Krishna completely is also a good knowledge. And then understanding that the source of everything is Krishna, that Krishna is going to speak in chapter number 10 in the first 7 verses. And then from 8 to 11, actually these are called as Chatur Bhagavad Gita. So the essence, one kind of essence of Bhagavad Gita comes in chapter 10. That's verse number 8 to verse number 11. This is also called as Chatur Gita, where we can actually understand what pure bhakti is, and this is also the essence of Bhagavad Gita, right? And then from 12 to 18, Krishna speaks to Arjuna, and Arjuna actually accepts Krishna as supreme position, a supreme being, supreme person, right? So by describing all this opulence to Arjuna, actually he accepts Krishna as supreme person. So, and then last from 19 to 42 verses, Krishna describes his opulences. And at the end, Krishna says, so I can't explain everything to you, but whatever I've explained, this many is actually is a one part of my spark, right? Is a spark of my opulence. So that's how Krishna explains it, that they are so beautiful and powerful opulences. These are just a spark of the splendor, right? And that's how Krishna ends this chapter number 10. So let's see, I will just try to recite the verses. Okay. Okay. Let's please repeat after me. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha.
Shri Bhagavan Uvacha.
Bhuya.
Bhuya.
Eva.
Eva.
Maha.
Maha.
Baho.
Baho.
Shunu.
Shrunu.
Me. Paramam.
Paramam.
Vachaha.
Vachaha.
Yatte. Ham. Priyamanaya. Vakshami. Hitakamaya. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha.
Shri Bhagavan. Oh, sorry.
Yes, please.
Shri Bhagavan Uvacha.
Bhuya eva mahabaho.
Bhuya eva mahabaho.
Shunu me paramam vachaha.
Shrunu me paramam vachaha.
Yatteham priyamanaya. Vakshami hitakamaya. So see chapter 9, chapter 7, chapter 10 again start saying Krishna saying, listen carefully what I'm saying to you. Right? It's for, and Krishna is saying, listen it for what? This is hitakamaya, for your benefit. So whatever I'm going to speak again, is for our own benefit. What Krishna says, the Supreme Personality of Godhead said, listen again, O mighty armed Arjuna, because you are my dear friend, and for your benefit, I shall speak to you further, giving knowledge that is better than what I have already explained. So Krishna is saying, I've explained to you all the knowledge. Just to give more input on that, I'm going to speak to you on that. Right. So, and here, as this Sri Bhagavan Vacha, Prabhupada again mentions about this Bhagavan word, which is already explained in chapter number 2. Elaborately, Prabhupada explains in, I think, 2.7 or 2. I think 2.3 or 2.4 in that section. Krishna Prabhupada explains elaborately about this Bhagavan, who is Bhagavan. And Prabhupada mentioned again here that the word Bhagavan is explained thus by Parashar Muni, that one who is full of 6 opulences. So there are 6 opulences, and even in this material world, actually, everyone has little of this. If we have some of any of these, we actually become famous. People know us. And what to speak of anyone having everything? The only personality who can have all the 6 opulences in complete is Krishna, no one else. We'll just try to discuss it. So 6 opulences are the one who has full strength. Opulences are strength, fame, wealth, knowledge, beauty, and renunciation. And anyone who has all these 6 in full is Krishna, no one else. So strength, I mean, we can discuss one each again, but let's try to discuss just 1 or 2 so that we can get the concept what it is. So strength. So, or let's just talk about wealth. So when he says wealth, I might say, okay, I'm the wealthy person in my families, right? And then when it comes into the village, when we nominate, we can see, okay, I might not count there. Someone else could be a wealthiest person in the village, right? And then again, when it goes ahead, we can say that someone else is the wealthiest person in the state, in the country. And when you see the country, I was one of the wealthiest person in my relatives, few of them. But when it comes to country, I am nonetheless, and there is no name in the list of mine, right? So, but it means what? I cannot claim that I am the wealthiest person of this country. And again, when it comes to all the countries in the world, I might be looked. In the similar way, that the one who has having the wealth in the whole in the world, he cannot claim that the whole wealth of the country or world is mine, isn't it? He can just say, okay, I have this portion, but I don't have all the wealth in me. But Krishna can say that all the wealth is actually of me. In the similar way, knowledge, no one can say that I have the complete knowledge of the whole world, everything. But Krishna says, I have everything in full. In terms of strength, we see maybe Mr. India or Mr. World, it changes every now and then. Every 3-4 years, when the competition happens, the person gets changed. So the person X, he's becoming the Mr. World. He's no more Mr. World. He can't claim that I am the strongest person of this world again, right? But Krishna can say that I am the strongest person of this world, of the universe, all the time. So he remains all the time having all the opulences in complete full. So strength, fame, knowledge, beauty, even in comes of renunciation. So that's how Krishna, Parashar Muni says that one who has the 6 opulences incomplete, he is called as Bhagavan. And the only one person who can have all these things incomplete is Krishna, no one else, right? So that's why it's said as Bhagavan Uvacha. So Krishna says, and this is the only Krishna who is speaking this Bhagavad Gita, right? So then Prabhupada says that while Krishna was present on this earth, he displayed all the 6 opulences. When it came to knowledge, he could learn every arts within one session, one day. Though he has everything, but still just to show us, he went to Gurukula and studied everything, right? Famous, he's a famous personality. Even if he steals something, he becomes famous, right? Even if he run away from the war field, he become famous, right? Strength at the age of 7, he could lift Govardhan Hill. Strength at the age, just 3 or 4 days, he could kill Putana, right? And beauty, no one can actually cross the beauty of Krishna, right? So in this way, and even in renunciation, you can say that Krishna was Dwarikadhish. No, he is actually a king of Dwarika, but what he made, he agreed to become a chariot driver. Chariot driver is a mere very lower job, right? That's how he renounced everything, right? So in this way, we can see that Krishna has displayed all the 6 opulences when he was present in this earth, so that we know it, right? And in this material world, if you see a person having a small amount of good amount of knowledge, he becomes famous. Even anyone having just wealth. So anyone having a wealth, it doesn't matter for him that he is a strength, he has strength or knowledge, doesn't matter. He can become famous, right? So, but Krishna has everything in full, right? And Prabhupada says that therefore the great sages like Parashar Muni have all accepted Krishna as a supreme personality of Godhead. And now that Krishna is actually going to elaborate more on this, on the topic of his opulences, what they are, right? Prabhupada mentions a very, very important point here, that the more one hears about the Supreme God, the more ones become fixed in devotional service. So the text 9.34, he says that you need to engage yourself, you absorb in me, right? You need to become my devotee, you need to offer my obeisances. How can we do it? Prabhupada nicely says that the more we hear about Krishna, the more we hear about Krishna, the more we know about Krishna. And the more we know about Krishna, the more we engage ourselves in service of Krishna. And then we engage ourselves more in devotional service. And it's the faith grows and grows, and then we actually grow in our devotional path, right? So very nicely Prabhupada mentioned that hearing is very, very important, very, very important. Hearing about Krishna is very, very important. Hearing about anything is in the mundane world, we get knowledge, it's all actually killing us. But hearing about Krishna elevates us, right? So one should always hear about the Lord in the association of the devotees. So because when we are in the association of the devotee, we talk about Krishna, we discuss about Krishna. That's how we know more and more and more about Krishna, right? And hearing about Krishna, that will enhance one's devotional service. So devotional service is not just kind of it's a fake thing. It's actually a real thing by which we can engage ourselves in serving Krishna, right? So, and Prabhupada says that the Lord Krishna clearly tells Arjuna that because Arjuna is very dear to him, for his benefit, such discourses are taking place. So hearing about Krishna, associating with Krishna, and it's actually for the benefit of our own self. Krishna says earlier, isn't it? So when you hear it, it's actually for hitakamaya, for your benefit. So when we hear about Krishna, actually we are benefiting our own self rather than, isn't it? Right. So let's see what Krishna says next in text number 2. Now in text number 2 is very interesting. It's like we'll see that Krishna is saying no one knows Krishna, right? Even though Krishna is the origin of everything. Name, please repeat after me, if you can.
Name
Viduha,
Viduha
Suraganaha,
Shuraganaha
Prabhavam,
Prabhavam
Na,
Na
Maharshayaha,
Maharshayaha
Aham,
Aham
Adir,
Adir
Hi,
Hi
Devanam,
Devanam
Maharshinam,
Maharshinam
Cha,
Cha
Sarvashaha,
Sarvashaha
Name Vidu Sunaganaha,
Name Vidu Suraganaha
Prabhavam Na Maharshayaha,
Prabhavam Na Maharshayaha
Aham Adir Hi Devanam,
aham adir hi devanam
Maharsinam cha sarvasaha.
maharshinam cha sarvashah.
Well, nice verse actually. See it. Krishna says, neither the host of the demigods nor the great sages know my origin or opulences. For it, in every respect, I am the source of the demigods and the sages. So Krishna is saying that Name Viduhu, Vidu means knowledge. No one know me. Suragana. Suragana means the devatas. Right. Ashura is demons. Sura. Gana means all the people, all the devatas. So in the mass. So the devatas, even they do not know me. Even the Maharshis, right? Even they also do not know completely. And Krishna says, Aham Adirhi Devanam. I am the origin of all the devatas. And also Maharsinamcha, Sarvasha, and all the time. Right? In all respect. Sarvasha means with all respect. With all respect, in every respect, I am the source of the demigods and the sages. However, they do not know. Right? Even the sages are bewildered by my origin and opulences. Right? So it means what? That Krishna even cannot be known completely by the devatas, who are quite more powerful than we living being, isn't it? They at least have a great amount of control than we have, right? They have at least more opulent than we have, but still, even they are devotees of the Lord, still they completely do not know Krishna, though Krishna is the source of everyone, right? And Prabhupada mentions this, that as in Brahma Samhita, right, Lord Krishna is Supreme Lord, right? And then no one is greater than him, and he is the all cause of all causes. Aham sarvas, what the verse is? Oh, I just skipped my mind. So Lord Brahma says in Brahma Samhita that no one is greater than him. He is the cause of all causes. Here it is also stated by the Lord personality that by the Lord personally that he is the cause of all the demigods and the sages. Right? Even the demigods and the great sages cannot understand Krishna. They can understand neither his name nor his personality. So what is the position of the so-called scholars of this tiny planet? Right. Prabhupada mentions that the planet actually of the devatas are the more huge. Even they do not understand Krishna completely. Lord Brahma is a devotee of the Lord. He knows very well that the knowledge what he has got to create this creation of this universe actually is given by Krishna himself. But he do not understand Krishna completely. So what to speak of us? That comes in Bhagavatam as well. That when Narad Muni asked Lord Brahma that you are the creator of everything, you are the one who is actually supreme. But he says, no, the one who says that I'm the supreme is a fool. Actually, there's someone who one else is supreme. That's the Krishna, right? So what to speak of the we living people who we are, right? So, and then it means that it suggests that no one actually can claim to have completely understood about Krishna or know about Krishna. And I think if you remember, I think I have given earlier this example. Once Ramananda Prabhu was sharing that to know that we cannot know completely about Krishna is also good. And however, what just try to we cannot know everything about Krishna, but try to know something completely about Krishna. So something like, yes, Krishna is the source of everything. That's the one thing that we know, that okay, when you talk about source, Krishna is the source of everything, right? So just merely having a qualification or knowledge in this material world, it doesn't mean that we are qualified enough to understand Krishna, right? So our so-called qualification, so-called degrees, so-called opulences, so-called money, everything is not the qualification to know Krishna. The only way to know Krishna is by hearing about him through bhakti, with association of the devotees, right? And let's see. And Prabhupada mentions that here the Lord indirectly says that if anyone wants to know the absolute truth, here I am present as the Supreme Personality of Godhead and I am the Supreme. Right? And one should know this. So knowing this is actually a good knowledge, right? And however, he also says that no one cannot understand the inconceivable Lord who is personally present. He nonetheless exists, right? So it's actually very, very difficult to understand Krishna completely by our own speculation, by our own knowledge, and by our own thinking. However, certainly and definitely we can understand a certain amount about Krishna by hearing from acharyas and having complete faith in the acharyas, and by hearing from our uh, senior Vaishnavas, right, that we can understand that yes, the source of everything is Krishna, right? Let's see. So Prabhupada writes another line here. He says, the most man cannot understand Krishna in his actual situation. Out of his causeless mercy, he descends to show favor to such speculators. So some people, they are who are speculators, they actually cannot understand Krishna completely at all. So just to show them, Krishna comes and shows his Virata Rupa and does in great opulent activities, at least so that they can have some thought, yes, he's the one actually who is supreme and no one else can do it. I think I was hearing a lecture some couple of days back by Amrita Prabhu. He says very nicely this point that in Srimad Bhagavatam, Lord Brahma says that Krishna is supreme. That comes in actually in Canto 12, chapter 13 and verse 1 or 13, I think. Yeah. So he says that Lord Brahma says Krishna is supreme. Lord Shiva says Krishna is supreme. Indra says Krishna is supreme. Surya Dev says Krishna is supreme. And Krishna says, yes, I am the supreme. So what are the big deal? What are the difficulty to understand that Krishna is supreme? Isn't it? Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, isn't it? We discussed earlier. I don't know what's happening today. Yeah. Mata paratram nanyat kinchid asti dhananjaya. Right. Krishna says, Mata paratram nanya. So there is nothing beyond me. Right. So that Krishna says, this everything is me, nothing is beyond me. Right. And that's the same thing is confirmed by all the great devatas. Even we'll see in this chapter as well, Arjuna is going to say it in the third section from text 12 to 18. Right. Yeah, so this verse actually I got now, this one, Ishvara Parama Krishna, Sachidananda Vigraha, Anadiradir Govinda, Sarva Karana Karana. Somehow that's got skipped from the mind, yes. So that's how he says, Sarva Karana Karana, Krishna is the cause of all causes, right? Let's, what's the time? Oh, okay. Okay, let's see the verse 3 as well. Yo mam ajam anadim cha lok veti loka maheshwaram asammudha sha mrityeshu sarva papai pramuchyate. So it's a nice verse. Yo mam ajam anadim cha veti loka maheshwaram asammudha sa mrityeshu sarva papai pramuchyate. So in the previous verse, Krishna says that no one knows me. However, I'm the origin of everything. And in this verse, Krishna says that one who knows Krishna, one who knows him, he's actually sarva papa pramuchyate. He's actually free from all the sin. So the second verse, he says, no one knows me completely. Even no one knows me. But Krishna is the origin of all everything. And near this verse, Krishna is saying, anyone who knows me is actually free from all the sin. Right? So let's see. So he who knows me as unborn, as the beginningless, and as the supreme Lord of the three world of the world, he only undivided among men is free from all sins. So how can it be free from all sins? See, knowing Krishna completely is impossible, right? However, if you can know that Krishna is unborn, he is Aja, Krishna is beginningless, he is Anadim, right? The same verse from Brahma Samhita. Ishvara Parama Krishna Sachidananda Vigraha Anadir Adir Govinda Sarva Karana Karanam. So he is unborn. There is no beginning, there is no end of him. And as the Supreme Lord of the world, he is the Lord of the whole world, of the whole universe, right? Not only just one world, not only just one universe, he is the Supreme Lord of universes, many, many unlimited universes. So from Garbhoda Kashai Vishnu, we see the universe. However, we see that from Mahavishnu, there are so many universes comes out, and in each of them, Garbhoda Vishnu comes over there, right? So Krishna is the Supreme Lord of all the universes, and anyone who knows this, what happens? He is free from all sin. So knowing that Krishna is the supreme, Krishna is the unborn, Krishna is the beginningless, actually we can become free from sins. So we don't need to know everything about Krishna, don't need to know all the things of all the universes, but if we have the firm faith that yes, Krishna is the unborn, the Krishna is saying here itself, Aham Aja, right? Yo mam ajam anadim cha veti. Veti means who knows, right? Who knows how? What he knows, that Krishna is Ajam, he is Anadim, and he is the Loka Maheshwaram, Sarva Loka Maheshwaram. He is the Supreme Lord of all the lokas, and then he is free from all the papa. Right? So that's, isn't it that's nice by knowing Krishna? However, to know Krishna in this way, it's very difficult, it's very rare. That Krishna Prabhupada mentions in the verse from chapter 7 that Manushyanam Sahasreshu Kaschidhyatiti Siddhyaye Etatamapi Siddhanam Kaschin Mam Viti Tattvataha. So knowing Krishna is very, very rare. In this way, like understanding that Krishna is the unborn. Many people in this world, they accept Krishna as God, but they don't accept Krishna as the Supreme God. Right? They don't accept Krishna as unborn. Say, so, okay, after doing the pastime, Krishna has been killed by a bowman in Dwarika. That's not possible. Krishna is unborn. No one can kill Krishna. Krishna never dies. It's Krishna appears and disappears. He appears by his own will. He do his pastimes and then he disappears. However, he never disappears for the devotees of the Lord. The devotees can see, and that's how Krishna is going to explain in chapter 10 as well. The people, by seeing everything, the opulent is, they can perceive Krishna's presence over there, right? And Krishna says in chapter 7 as well that all the things are his energies, right? So from his energy we can perceive Krishna, the sunlight, everything is Krishna's, one of the eye and the moon, right? That's how we can perceive Krishna. And knowing that Krishna is unborn, Krishna is the beginningless, Krishna is the master of all the world, we can become free from all the sins. See, if you see the chapter number 4, where Krishna says that anyone who knows my transcendental appearance and activities, when they give up their body, they come back to my abode. They do not come back again to this material world. How can we know that Krishna is actually his appearance, his birth is transcendental, his activities are transcendental? How can you know it? Just by hearing about Krishna regularly with the association of the devotees. That's the way we can know it, right? So what the time is, what, okay. And then Prabhupada says that those who are trying to elevate themselves to the platform of spiritual realizations are not ordinary men, because they are superior to millions and millions of ordinary men who have no knowledge of spiritual realization. Right? So understanding that, Prabhupada also mentions at the same time, many times, that understanding that who am I, the three basic questions we need to understand in to uplift ourselves in a spiritual platform, that who am I, and then that who is God. And then third is, what is the relationship between God and me. When we understand these three things, we can actually elevate ourselves. Then we can realize these things overly. That's why Prabhupada says that anyone who trying to understand about Krishna is superior to millions and millions of people, because there are so many people in this Kali Yuga who have no idea, no knowledge about who Krishna is. Right? But out of those actually trying to understand their spiritual situation, one who can come to understanding that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the proprietor of everything, the unborn, is the most successful spiritually realized person. Even there are so many different association, or what do you say, kind of philosopher who tend to give the philosophy about this spiritual knowledge, but still it becomes difficult for them also to understand and accept that Krishna is supreme person. They say no, everything is void, everything is Brahman, nothing is beyond Brahman. But that's not a completely understanding. That's the first level of understanding, that Brahma, right? So to understand Krishna completely is really difficult. It's very, very rare. Krishna cites again and again. However, he says that anyone who knows it, he is free from all the sins, right? So that's what Prabhupada again mentions about the Krishna is mentioning he is Aja, he is the Lokamaheshwara, he is a complete proprietor of all the universes, right? So Sri Krishna is therefore different from everything that is created. Anyone who knows him as such immediately becomes liberated and free from all the sins, all the sinful actions, right? So that's how just accepting Krishna as supreme, understanding Krishna, he is unborn and he is the master of all the universes, actually we can take a next step. So that what will happen is, once we have this understanding, we can actually try to associate more with Krishna, more with Krishna's devotees, more with Krishna's words like the Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam, right? Okay. Yeah, Prabhupada mentions another question point here, that if Krishna is not the son of Devaki, then how can he be unborn? That's also explained in Bhagavatam that when he appeared before Devaki and Vasudeva, he was not born as an ordinary child. He appeared in his original form, and then he transformed himself in an ordinary child. So we must be knowing this part, isn't it? When Krishna appeared, he appeared as a Chaturbhuj Vishnu form, right? And with his all opulent, having all these four Shankha, Chakra, Gada, and Padma, and with nice ornament, nice yellow dhoti with Srivastava, the garments and the garlands and all this, necklace and armlets, everything was there with Krishna when he appeared before Mother Devaki and Vasudeva. However, they requested Krishna to become as a child, right? And Krishna became a child, baby. However, as we discussed earlier, just in 3 days he could kill Putana and others. He did so many activities in transcendental activities in Vrindavan, right? Okay, so that's how we'll end, and we'll continue text 4 and 5 next week. Yeah, there's one nice point actually I just wanted to make here, that see, when we try to understand Krishna, and how it is said that we will not be able to understand Krishna completely, right? So why it's said that we can't understand Krishna completely? So there is a nice answer given by Gauranga Darshan Prabhu. He says that, just imagine who we are, right? Let's, for example, I'm just sitting in one of the in a flat in Glasgow, right? And when we see the Glasgow in comparison to Britain, it's a very small part. And then when we compare in this world, in the map, we might not see where this my flat is in the map, right? And that's just just Earth itself, right? World. And then when we see this 14 planet system, even from 14 planet system, that even the whole world is become insignificant. And what we speak about this a 2-bedroom hall, a flat, right? And that's just one in universe, 14 planet system. And then we compare that to unlimited universes. Even it's completely insignificant, isn't it? It's like, counting the waves of the oceans, right? It's not possible. Counting a seeds in a whole flat, it's like that, more than that, in fact. So, and he is a controller of all the universes. So just imagine someone is there actually who is controlling everything down, and in one of the corner, one of the tiny part corner, even we can't see it, I am sitting there. So how can I know everything about Krishna? So understanding that we are so insignificant with respect to Krishna, we can understand that yes, it's very difficult for us to understand completely about Krishna. Does that make sense? Right. So, and still many people in this world, they claim to be God. They claim that I am the God, I am the God, I am the God, right? So that's actually not possible. Right. So we'll stop here. Anyone have any questions or thoughts or comments, please, most welcome. And then we'll continue next week from text 4 onwards.
Thank you, Prabhu. It was very good. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thanks for joining after a long time. Yes, it has been almost 4 to 5 weeks, isn't it?
Yeah.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.